very excited that the DeSoto County African American History Symposium, in conjunction with the DeSoto Times-Tribune, that we are able to put on this first of 3 candidate forums that we have scheduled. The first one is here in South Haven. The next one will be in Horn Lake on April the 23rd, which is a Tuesday. And the final one will take place in Olive Branch on a Thursday, April the 25th. And that will take place at New Fellowship Christian Church on State Line Road. So if you have relatives and friends who live in the Horn Lake and Olive Branch municipality, please let them know about the 2 remaining forums that we have scheduled for this month. So I want to recognize, and he's already spoke earlier, but I want to thank our community editor for the DeSoto Times-Tribune, Mr. Robert Long. Please Now, you didn't come here to hear me, you come here to hear the candidates. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, we will go in this particular order, and we will start with the mayoral candidates first. When I call each mayoral candidate, I would like for them to come up behind me and take a seat. There are 8 mayoral candidates that are running. As you can see, we have 8 chairs. And we will go in alphabetical order. First, Josh Anderson. Next, we have Mr. Gerald Clifton. Next, we have Mr. Greg Davis. Next, we have Mr. Mark Garner. Next, Mr. Christopher Klaas. Next, Mr. Darren Musselwhite. Mr. Gerald Wheeler, and Mrs. Coria Williams. Okay, it seems that all the candidates are here with the exception of Gerald Wheeler. So we have 7 mayoral candidates. So since one isn't here, I'm going to give each of the mayoral candidates 2.5 minutes versus 2 minutes, Mr. Williams. So each candidate will have 2.5 minutes to speak briefly and tell you who they are and why you should vote for them. And we will go in the order as they were called for Mr. Anderson first. Mr. Anderson.
Good evening. Thank you to the DCAAHS and Mr. Mike Smith for hosting the forum. I really appreciate it. My name is Josh Anderson, and I'm vying for the position of South Haven Mayor. In fact, I'm the longest running candidate in the field of candidates, and I say that to say this, that I have seen a great need to make things better in South Haven for quite a long time. I'm married to my wife, Beth, of almost 14 years, with whom I've had 3 beautiful girls. I'm a Christian man and serve within my church. In fact, most of my life has been in service to my fellow man in the emergency services. I've owned and operated my home repair business and started a bakery that my wife operated. So as you can see, I have real life experience, public sector experience, private sector experience, municipal experience. But more than that, I have common sense and a moral compass. This race has got to become more than Republican and Democrat or independent. It needs to become about right and wrong. I don't want to stand here today and be so politically correct that my message is lost. Quite frankly, our city is stuck in the mud. Things cannot and are not being done, and it is going to take someone who is not afraid to do what it takes to pull it out of the proverbial mud and clean it up. We must better our public services and make the promises to our seniors and to all of our citizens that we make promises to. But also we must be fiscally responsible with your money at the same time. We must lower the mayor's salary. We must do a lot of things. We need someone in office who is not with the in crowd, and a career politician, and who will not play politics when it comes to serving our citizenry, and who will get things done without personal feelings or politics getting in your way. We need someone who will do what's right in the face of adversity, and that person, ladies and gentlemen, is me. I do not say that with pride. In fact, I say it with a humble spirit. I chose to serve. That's why I chose the tagline, servant leadership, new direction. I also believe in term limits. George Washington said to serve and then go back to your places of business. He understood that politicians, public servants, is not a career. In fact, it is service to others. He understands that we are human and that we are fallible. When I take office on July 1st, I will not owe anyone anything. I will have no allegiances, and I will not be beholden to anyone except that of my God, my family, my church, and to you, the citizens of South Haven, Mississippi. My name is Josh Anderson. I want to be your next mayor. I pray that you vet each candidate thoroughly and that this does not become a popularity contest or a purchase or a vote contest, but instead an honest race in which the best person for the job is selected. And I assure you now, ladies and gentlemen, that person is me. Thank you.
Welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. I want to thank Mike and his staff. Desoto County American Historic History Symposium. And I want to thank everyone who came out tonight in this bad weather. I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably the most important election we've ever voted in this city. We have some problems, but I also think that our best days are ahead of us. I think we're going to alleviate most of those problems on election day. And I want to make a couple of points here. The time has been cut down some. I could echo some of the things that Josh said, but so I will try to skip over those. But I do want to touch on a couple of points, and one of them is that all of us say we're conservatives. We hear that word a lot, but I've always...
You hold that mic up so we can hear
Oh,
you.
yeah. Oh, everybody hears me. But I'm a firm believer that action speaks louder than words. I've always said that. And so, to prove that, I'm going to ask the board, one of the first things I do with election is to cut that salary by at least a third. I'm the only county that's put that figure out there. And it comes to a total of about $200,000 that the taxpayers will be getting back. I'm a giver, I'm not a taker. If you're in this job for the money, you don't need to have the job. And one of the most frequent questions that's been asked me on the campaign trail is, why do you want to be mayor of South Haven? That's the most frequent asked question. I think everyone agrees with that. And I always answer that question with a question. And I tell everyone that I have lived in the city almost 50 years. I love this city. I'm one of the founding members of the committee that started the city, April 15, 1980. I chose to raise my family here. I have a wife and 4 children. I have been in public service most of my life, and I'm a true public servant. So I tell the people the reason I answer that with a question is this. If you love the city, and you have the qualifications, and you have all of the experience, and the background to do the job, you see a need in City Hall, a desperate need for change, and you, as a public servant, sir, that was 2 minutes. I didn't even get started, okay. I appreciate you both, ladies and gentlemen, and your support up on May the 7th. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for allowing us to be here today. I tried to think about what I could tell you that you haven't read about or heard about on the news, because every time I go out of town or sneeze, you get an opportunity to hear about it, especially in the last year and a half. But what I want to talk to you about are the things that you're not hearing about. In the last 4 years, over 4,200 new jobs have been created in South Haven. In the last 8 years, budgets have been balanced. Police and fire budgets have been increased with absolutely zero tax increase to our citizens who live here. Matter of fact, in the last 8 years, there's been a tax decrease. This administration in 16 years has created over 16,000 new jobs. Now we can all talk about what's going on, but let's talk about the positive things that are going on. And I hope that these candidates in their Republican primary get a chance to talk to you about issues, not political quotes or political sound bites that sound good, but talk about what they really want to do. What do you want to change? Do you want to change the lowest crime rate in Desoto County? Do you want to change the fact that we spend 60% of our budget on police and fire and public safety? Do you want to change the fact that we haven't had a tax increase? Do you want to change the fact that we have the largest reserve funds in the city's history since 1980? What do you want to change? You want transparency in government? What do you want to change? We're the only city in DeSoto County where you can watch a debate and a meeting online, where you get the docket of every bill that is paid online. You get what the Board of Aldermen see, the entire packet, online. What do you want to change? That's my question that I have of all of these candidates. Now, there may be some questions about what's going on. You've got one man in one office who has tried to destroy this administration in this city, and he lives in Jackson, Mississippi. He doesn't live here. And thank God that we have enough proof to show that even in the last 4 years and all that's gone on, we've still created jobs. We've got new development. Drive around the town, even here on Main Street. You see new development on Main Street. You see new retail development going into the South Haven Town Center. You're going to see a new outlet center being developed, 300,000 square feet at Church. And I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Mark Gardner. I'm presently the president of the DeSoto County Board of Supervisors. This past year, the DeSoto County Board of Supervisors cut our budget by $7 million. We talk about what is conservatism, what is fiscal conservatism. It is when you can tighten your belt and cut your budget. We have not passed any tax increases since I've been on the board. We don't plan to. I have invested my life in this community. My wife, Elaine, and I have raised our children here. Our grandchildren are being raised in this community. And we have volunteered on the ambulance service. We have volunteered with the fire department, the DeSoto County Sheriff Department, our entire life. We've given, most of the jobs we've had have been non-paid volunteer jobs. Yes, I was elected 2 years ago to the DeSoto County Board of Supervisors. Had no aspirations for this job when I was elected. Some things have changed. We have been mired in controversy. I go to Washington, D.C., and they talk about the investigations that South Haven is under. I go to Jackson, Mississippi, and they talk about it. That's not pointing fingers at any person or any group of people. We're just being investigated for our financial dealings. And so we want to talk about the positives. The other candidate said we want to talk about the positives. We do. We want to talk about tax-based stability. We want to talk about creating jobs. Every city in this county has created jobs. The county has created jobs. We meet with industrial prospects every week and retail prospects every week, and we talk about how we can help them. Government does not create jobs. Government creates an environment conducive to creating jobs, and we create a business environment where people want to come here and they want to plant their lives here. We've got a great school system. We do have a great police department, a great fire department. We want to continue to support that with my business background, with my elected official background, and with everything that I've done. I bring a unique quality to the board, or to the mayor's office, and I really solicit your vote. I've got information out there on the table. You said, what's the plan? There's my plan, a plan for South Haven. Pick it up, read it. My phone number's on all my information. Call me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to talk to you. My name is Mark Gardner. I'd appreciate your vote for mayor. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Chris Glass. I'd like to say thank you very much for inviting me here. I have a little different platform than most of the candidates here. I want to bring integrity and transparency back to South Haven through prudent fiscal management. I have 24 years worth of finance experience. I have 20 years worth of municipal finance experience. One of my jobs is to go through a city's financials and assess, one of my jobs is to go through a city's financials and assess its well-being. I bet you don't know that between 2007 and 2011 that our revenues have not exceeded expenditures. Only once did it happen. My job, what I want to do is clean up the waste, get us back on the track for sustainability. My campaign is pretty straightforward. I'm a no-nonsense individual, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I'm Darren Musselwhite. I think I apologize, I misunderstood the memo a little bit. I had some information prepared to just tell you more about me and my life here in South Haven, but I'm going to skip that. I'm going to go ahead and get to what you want to hear, okay? First thing, why am I running for mayor? Well, I'm a successful businessman for 21 years here. Just wake up one day and say, man, I think I'm going to be the mayor. A lot of people have asked me that question. Again, I haven't had political aspirations, but I'll tell you, I realize that now it's time that I make a bigger impact. My city needs me. This is my hometown. The city of South Haven needs Darren Musselwhite, and that's why I'm here, okay? I have no agendas other than to help the city of South Haven, okay? Our biggest need, why does South Haven need Darren Musselwhite? We need a leader that can unite our city again. The fighting with our leaders is ridiculous. It's time for that to go. We can't accomplish anything as a city or a family or as a group when the whole family is fighting, okay? What I can do, I can move the city forward. I can stop the fighting, okay? I understand that being a leader is not about how many titles or letters you have behind your last name. It's about leading by example and being a good teammate, okay? It's about surrounding yourself with quality people and being a good listener. And I have no divisive agendas. My only agenda is to do what's best for the city of South Haven. I have a personal interest in our city and our future. It's time that we're proud again. Are y'all tired of the news every night? Are we tired of that? Yeah. I'm from South Haven. I live in South Haven, obviously. I'm sick of the news, okay? Look, we got bigger and better things to do than the stuff that's on the news every night. I know you're tired of it. I'm tired of it. Let's move forward. It's time that we get back to the business of South Haven. The negative media attention needs to go. I can make it go away. South Haven, I haven't told you about my time here, but South Haven's been great to me. I've been proud to represent my hometown. Now I want my hometown to be proud of me, okay? You can trust me. I believe it's a fundamental right that all of you can trust our leaders in every capacity, from being a steward of the city's money all the way to just doing what you say you'll do in general, okay? I can do that. I've proven I can be trusted to handle financial transactions, follow the rules, and do what's best for the people that have relied on me for 21 years in the insurance business. All right, I'll finish it up real quick. I'm financially responsible. Lastly, I'm good for business, okay? I've proven I understand what it takes to succeed in business. I realize that South Haven has been a success story already. It has. I'm not going to come in here and pretend that this is going to be about Darren Musselwhite, okay? South Haven has been a success story. My first political speech, and I've already cut off.
Good evening. My name is Coria Bogan Williams, and I am a candidate for the mayor of South Haven. I was born and raised in DeSoto County. I graduated from Eastside High School. I was